Friends, hi, hello, how are you? Welcome back to the Curvy E Chronicles. My name is Courtney and I'm so glad you're here. I appreciate you being here. Today we are jumping into my first quarterly update of my 2023 debt confession. I posted my initial debt confession video back in March, so this is our first update. I'm going to preface I'm not real thrilled with where one of our credit card numbers is at. All the other loans are doing great. Not ideally where I wanted them to be, but there were some situations financially that were out of our circumstance or out of our hands, out of our control that we just had to work around, and that's okay. So, few housekeeping items. If this is the first video that you are seeing of mine, I'm going to ask that you go and check out my initial debt confession. I'll link that up here. Secondly, know that I do have a background in banking and finance. So I know I don't want to say everything, but I do know a lot about interest rates, payments, balances, terms, all of those things. I used to do consumer lending. So the credit cards and auto loans that we have, I know very much about. They are almost all of our loans are through the institution I used to work for. So it was loans that I gave out. So I know all there is to know. I don't need advice, don't need background. I know. I get how they work. Number two, I don't post this as being, I am no longer a professional. So this is merely just what my experience is, what we're going through, and to show you that you're not alone basically when it comes to debt and how this is working through being a single income family of four. We went from a double income to a single income. So this has been a big adjustment year for us because essentially 1 year ago was when I received my last and final paycheck from my job that I had. So this is totally new world for me. For us, as we've always been double income, and now that I do stay home, we are single income. So this is us adjusting to that while also really focusing on paying down our debt and saving to live the life we want to live. So without further ado, let's get into it. First things first, we're going to take a look back at our March numbers. So this was our initial balances and debt. So not great. People do have far more than we do, but truthfully, this is just consumer debt. It is definitely something that we are working to tackle and get rid of. So these are our March balances. Now let's scooch it on up and dive into our June balances. So in June, since my car is listed first, the car loan at the end of June is sitting at $17,083.93. This one, the monthly payment is $330. The truck loan is sitting at $11,699.49. The monthly payment on this one is $370. My car we have had for a year, just over a year now. Yeah, 1 year in May. So this balance I'm not surprised by whatsoever. That one I'm not worried about. The truck loan we have had for 2 years. 2 years, yeah. So again, something that we're really focusing on, that we're not focusing on these two right away. We're focusing on our smaller debts first in sort of a snowball type fashion. And I don't share the interest rates on these because truthfully, they're old. The interest rate isn't a concern for me because we purchased the vehicles at a time where interest rates are really low. Interest is not an issue to me. Our camper, which was initially the one that I'd hoped we would have paid down a chunk more than what we do, but we don't. So this one is sitting at $4,780.43. So our monthly payment on this is $175. And these are all rounded up amounts, the monthly payment amounts that we are putting towards them. They are rounded up. So the camper initially, if you watched my initial debt confession, was our first goal. We wanted to have hammered out, paid off by this fall. I'd kind of hoped we could have it paid off by July, but upon starting doing my debt confession and my husband getting more income and us going into like really trying to hit it hard on the debt, all of a sudden then his job shifted and changed to where we didn't have the extra available to dump towards the debt. And then in that, he did have some weeks off because he was finishing his journeyman electrician classes and testing and whatnot. So we went through some weeks of very short income. And when you're a single income family, it definitely is hard to make sure that we have enough for groceries and gas and everything that we need. So we did not get to dump as much towards this as we wanted to. Now, that said, he has been back down at his out of town job, which pays very, very well. And if you've watched any of my budget with me's recently, or any of my recent cash stuffings, you know that we are stuffing a lot more cash than we were before, which is exciting. Now, that said, we aren't dumping the extra at the moment to our camper because our city card, our Costco city card, and this is the one that I'm upset at myself with, is sitting at $16,494.46. which is a lot. The monthly payment varies because this is the one credit card that does have an interest that we do get interest charges on. So I am starting to shovel more funds to this card at the moment because I want this farther down. You can see we've added about $3,000 to it in the last 3 months. Reasons being for that is we had some car repairs that were unplanned. And my car maintenance account, I did just start at the beginning of the year. And in the beginning of the year, we were honestly just stuffing the amount, putting the amount in it so that we could afford to pay for our vehicle tabs and our one vehicle insurance that we pay separate from our other insurance. And when those vehicle repairs came up, we didn't have the cash. Now, should I have probably used my emergency fund? Yes, but I did not because I knew I could eventually pay this back. The other thing is we've had some crazy gas prices, and we do use this card for gas. And basically, I had been breaking even on it, but with the car repairs, it just has shot up. So we had to do new struts and brakes on my car. And we had to do new batteries in my husband's truck. He drives a diesel truck. It needs 2 batteries. We also had to do brakes on the commuter car that my husband's borrowing from my parents. That's part of the deal. When we borrow from my parents, we pay for the maintenance on it. We also had to pay for 2 patch tires on that car because that's a car my husband drives to work every day. So that one was a punch in the gut when I looked at that balance and where we were to where we are now. Not happy about it, but that's where our new plan is coming into place. And then real quick, our last debt is our STCU card, which is a 0% balance transfer. So we are sitting at $4,875. This one is like my pride and joy. We do pay roughly about $500 monthly on this one. I put $125 a week. That was initially to get us to make sure, because we had 2 different balance transfer promos on there, 2 different sections of money. So that was initially to keep us on track to get the first section paid off. And we did exceed that. And now I'm just maintaining that because I know we have that in our budget to keep that going, to pay it off early. So let me zoom you back out here. So initially our goal was to be debt-free by the end of next year and to use our city card responsibly, paying it off every month. Those were our initial goals. I will say we're having to majorly adjust our goals right now because right now I am going to try to dump as much as I can to this card versus anything extra on these or this at the moment so that we can get it down to a more manageable amount. I want to get us back down to this number, if not less than this, in the time frame that my husband is currently still working out of town. And that was the job he's on was supposed to be a 2-year job, but due to the state of the economy and equipment and this, that, and the other, a lot of the items and equipment and gear that they need for the job has gotten pushed back. So he's only going to be on this job for another maybe 4 months if we're really lucky, but at the most 2 months. We're hoping for 4 months, because if he is on it for 4 months, I think I can really maneuver some numbers and make some stuff happen. But I'm kind of trying to be reserved in that. So while he is making the increased income, we are going to dive hard at this city card, really get it down, because we are still going to use it to pay for our Costco groceries and for our gas. But we are able to pay that back every month. We just aren't making a dent on it. I really want to get our car repairs paid back, covered, and then really start to use the extra to chip away. We'll see how that goes. But so essentially what I'm going to do with my husband's job too is the 2-year job is not being postponed. It's just being maneuvered. Basically, he will go back down there next summer. So for the winter, he will be making a good chunk less, so there won't be as much to dump towards extra debts and whatnot. We're not sure what that's going to look like. He has the potential to go to another job that could pay more. We just don't know what that future looks like. So for the time being, I'm planning just for what he's making right now in the short term to really hit this hard. And I'm going to start putting $2,200 a month to this to really try and get it paid down. We'll see how that goes. But as far as our overall debt journey and our overall debt, I'm going to call it a debt adventure, because we're not slowly journeying through. We are taking a very violent roller coaster ride, I feel like. But my new goal is going to be debt free by June. By the time, here, we're going to say by June of 2025. So by the time I am 31, which is weird and gross to say. And then I want to still continue to use, I want to still use this. We are going to move this one over because I do want to use this more responsibly. Okay, go wash your owie. City card and pay. I want to use this because we do get great cash back on that, and I love Costco. We know I love Costco. You probably will be seeing a Costco haul this week. You're getting a lot of videos from Courtney this week. But I want to continue to do that. The other thing is we're going to switch to the avalanche. I was kind of talking about snowballing just our three installment loans, our vehicle loans. But we are now going to avalanche for the time being, because the city card does have, I don't think that's spelled right, and for that I'm sorry, avalanche method. So that means we are going to be putting city card as public enemy number 1. Then we'll maintain the payments that we're making on this STCU card, because that's going to put us right on track. And then public enemy number 2, 3, and 4. The nice thing is our, and then this one's just the, go with the flow. The thing is the only thing different from like for us as far as like our balances is like our balances kind of line up with our interest rates and our avalanche. So that's what we're doing. This is new. I need to add up our total here. That's what I'm forgetting to do. So let's add that up really quick. Okay, so even with the increase on our city card, we've still made a dent in our debt, which I'm proud of. Now, had we been, I don't want to say smarter, because life happens and we're not perfect. Had we maintained better on this card, we would be looking a heck of a lot better. But life happens. I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. And this is to show you guys, truthfully, I share this not for advice or anything, but more to just motivate you and say, keep going. No one's perfect. It happens. There are ways to get through it. Not every month is going to be perfect. And especially for us, we are single income. My husband works in a trade. Income varies and fluctuates, and it can be scary at times, but that's why I'm glad I started this, and why I'm keeping track is so that we know where we're sitting, and we know that we can get to a point where we will be debt free and we will feel way more financially stable than we do. But we're also living our lives. I have 2 small kids, and I'm trying to get this done now while they are little and they don't know, but I still want to be able to live life and do fun things with them and do fun things with my husband. So we're not going to eat on rice and beans. I do really marginalize down my grocery budget, and I really meal plan now, as you can see from all of my other videos. It's important to me that we get this done, but it's also important to me that we live our life and that we have fun doing it. So, final thing before we go, I just wanted to show you guys updates on my fun trackers and all the pretty colors that we're getting to fill in. So this is for our STCU card, our zero interest card. Again, I don't know if I'm going to make one for the city card because it is something that we are still actively using, even though I am going to dump our extra towards it. But it's looking pretty. This one's getting there. The camper one, which I'd hoped we would be farther along on, we're almost 2 rows full, which is great. The truck one, this is supposed to only be half. I got distracted while I was coloring. So we're at 3.5 trucks paid, which is awesome. And we did this in 3 months, which I'm really proud of. And then my car loan, which we knew would be the slowest going one, we were at 2.15 cars. So these trackers make it fun. I look forward to filling them out each month at the end of the month, and just really like seeing a visual representation of us paying that off, not just in the numbers, but like how fast we're doing and how good we're doing. It's kind of in that progression, like it should be. We're getting there. We'll get there. It's going to take time. Nothing happens overnight. And truthfully, this is only 3 months. We've only been like really hitting this hard in total technically in total, we've only been hitting this extremely hard for 3 months. We have time. We're going to get there. And I hope you choose to stay around and stick around for this journey with us. Like I said, I do post my meal plans, my budget grocery shopping, and we do cash stuffings and all the fun things around here. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and being here on this crazy roller coaster adventure. My debt adventure, okay? Remember, until next time, to spread kindness like glitter. Okay, friends, I will see you in the next one. Bye.